To get an idea of energy and atoms and how our thoughts affect us, let's look at a model of an atom. What's the charge on an atom? 0, equal positive and equal negative. But when we look at the distribution of the charges, with the electrons being negative and the protons being positive, here in our model, what we can see is the electrons in this particular atom are not evenly balanced. There's an electron on the right side of the atom and not one on the left side of the atom. The relevance is very clear, that the charges, although equal, are not equally balanced. And you say, so what does that mean? I say, well, if you bring a voltmeter up to this atom and bring it on the right side, the voltmeter will read negative. If you move the voltmeter toward the positive side, the voltmeter is in the middle. But if you move the voltmeter up toward the positive side, of course, then the voltmeter reads positive. I go, wow, great. I can see the charge differences as I move the voltmeter around the atom. But here's an interesting story. Atoms spin just like tornadoes. Point. I don't have to move the voltmeter. All I have to do is hold the voltmeter still and let the atom spin. So in our model right here, the atom is spinning. One side is more negative than the other side. So one side is blue in the picture and the other side is red. They balance, so no net charge. But when the voltmeter is on, we can see as it spins around, the voltmeter goes from positive to negative, positive and negative. And I said, let's get a printout. And when we get a printout of that voltmeter reading, what do we see? Waves. Well, guess what? This is exactly the characteristic of energy. Energy are invisible waves of positive and negative charges moving through space. An atom is a generator of electrical waves because as it spins, the difference in charges around the atom are reflected as the ripples that are emanating from that atom as it spins. So the significance is this: we have gotten used to seeing atoms as physical particles. That's an illusion. The physical realm that we see is really an illusion. In fact, Albert Einstein had a very interesting quote. He said, reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. The point is, what we see as the material world is not material at all. It's all energy. Now that we understand that the atom is energy, then our vision of an atom as a physical particle must be changed. Atoms are actually like droplets that hit the water and cause ripples around them. We'll consider the droplet as the atom, and the ripples surrounding it are the energy spinning off like a tornado. And so all of a sudden it says, then atoms are giving off energy. All things are giving off energy. The relevance? All things made out of energy are interconnected, because energy doesn't have borders like we perceive in the physical realm. Energy is propagated long distances. So you see me as this physical structure here, but if you could see my energy profile, there'll be waves of energy radiating off. And guess what? Interfering or interacting with other energy. The point is simply this. In a material experience of the world, we see objects as separate and distinct from each other. But in a quantum physics understanding, everything is energy and everything is interconnected. The universe is not made out of two things, matter and energy. It's a singularity.